Everybody, it's Crystal with Be Creative. Today I'm going to show you how to paint a beautiful sunset beach painting. This is a good painting to do with your kids or with a glass of wine. So either way you're looking for, we're gonna make some fun art today. So what you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need a canvas. So I like to use my canvases, so you will see a little snowman maybe right here, but I'm gonna paint over this bad boy. You're gonna need some acrylic paint. Now's a good time, I guess, to tell you about the acrylic paint that I use in my paintings. I use Liquitex basic paints, and I also use Premier acrylic colors. They are both student grade acrylic paints that you can use. They work well, they're vibrant for the cost. You can always get a medium that will help extend the life of your paint as you paint, or you can just wing it like I like to do. You're gonna need a paint palette. You're gonna need a water cup. You're gonna need paper towels to blot your paintbrushes on after you wash them. And I like to use 3 brushes. I like to use a daddy brush, a mama brush, and a baby brush for details. You can go bigger, that's fine if you're trying to do that for your background. We work pretty quickly with acrylic paints, so if you have any questions, feel free to message me. You can pause the video. I tend to paint a little bit fast. All right, so are you ready? All right, guys, so here's our workspace. I'm left-handed, so all of my stuff is on the left side. Of course, if you're right-handed, you might want to use the other side. It's totally up to you. I'm going to start pouring paints on my palette. You don't need a lot of paint. I don't know, just about a dime or so will do, because acrylic paint dries very quickly, and so the longer that it is out on your palette, the faster it will dry, and it gets tacky so that it does not spread as well when it gets tacky. So I'm using pink, purple, brown. Ooh, a brand new yellow. That's fancy. So this is a deep yellow that I'm using, but I'm also going to use this cadmium yellow. Some white. Some darker purple. And then some black. Okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make a horizon line. Wow. I'm going to just dab my paintbrush into some brown. I want to have a pretty low horizon line. So this is the only line we need to get started. It doesn't have to be perfect because, as we all know, paint dries. So if you make a mistake, you can always paint over it. That's the great thing about painting. So this is my horizon line. This is gonna be my water. This is gonna be my sky, okay? I'm gonna take some more brown, and I'm using my mama brush, my middle brush, to get started. And I'm just dabbing in some colors here and there. So that we can blend as we go along. I don't always like to wash my paintbrush off a lot. I really like to see the colors mix. So if you're someone that needs to have a clean brush, by all means, you can wash your brush out in your water cup. Make sure you dry it on your paper towel. If you don't, you're gonna carry that water into your paint, and that paint is gonna carry it on to your painting, and we don't want sad paintings today. I'm gonna add some orange, listen to me. I'm gonna add some yellow. I promise I went to art school. And I'm just gonna kind of blend it together because the brown is a little bit harsh. I'm gonna paint over it because we are making a sunset. So we plan to have our sun right here, which I haven't done yet. So we're just going to add some paint. Boop, boop, boop. And then I'm going to dip it into a little bit of pink, and I'm going to blend that pink and yellow together. And it's going to make a little bit of an orange color. I like to paint the sides of my canvas so that I don't have to purchase a frame for them. And to me, it just helps make the painting look complete. You do not have to paint the sides. You can paint them a solid color. You can do whatever you want. There's no wrong way to paint, which is awesome. All right. So now I am gonna wash off my brush because I'm gonna introduce my white and my lighter yellow. So I'm gonna wash, dry, and then I'm gonna use my lighter yellow. And it's gonna blend pretty quickly into the other colors because they are darker. But we're trying to create a sunspot in your water. And you might have to do a couple of layers. You might have to wash your brush off a couple of times to get that. I'm going to use some white right here in the middle. And that's just going to help extend that yellow and help make that sunspot a little bit more visible in your water, because this is water at your paradise. Do, do, do. And so you just want to get it to resemble something that you like. I'm going to add some more light yellow because it kind of got lost. You can do long brush strokes to make calm water, or you can do short brush strokes and make choppy water. Either way is fine. This is your beach, because you all know we're not going to be seeing a beach for a while. Anyway, all right, so let me just paint the bottom really fast, and then we're going to move on to our sky. All right, so now we're going to work on the sky, okay? I'm going to switch to my daddy brush, and I'm going to start up at the top. I'm going to start at the top because I'm going to start with purple. I'm going to start with my dark purple, and I'm just going to put some random short brush strokes. I'm going to hit the sides too, because I like to paint the sides of my paintings, because that's just how I roll. I have this light purple, and I'm going to put some of that in there too. And I'm just going to let them blend. Think like you're sponge painting, but not. The short choppy brush strokes also kind of resemble clouds as we go, and it helps make your bottom look smoother. So the short choppy brush strokes up here is a nice contrast for your calm waters that are coming. Okay. Do, do, do. All right, so now I'm going to add a little bit of pink for that sunset that we are working on. I am blending the pink with the purples to help make a natural looking sky. Not quite a cotton candy sky, that's what my kids like to call it. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna blend it into our purples. And I'm gonna wash my brush because my pink has gotten a little purpley and I want a more vivid pink. And I might even add some white to lighten it some. If your paints are blending too much and it's just chaos for you, slow down. Slow down your painting and just let it dry a little bit before you add on some more colors or blend more. I just added a little bit of white to see what would happen. All right, I forgot a little bit of orange. Let me grab some orange. All right, I'm gonna move to some orange now. So I've washed my brush, I'm drying it, and now I'm going to add orange. I am painting pretty thickly because I do like the visible brush strokes, but I also have this snowman painting. He's peeking at me. I don't know if you can see him, but yeah. I'm gonna blend it in with the pink a little bit, the pinks and purples, just a little bit because it's fun, why not? And now I'm going to go to my yellow. I'm doing my short, choppy brush strokes. And I can already see as my paint is drying that I'm gonna have to go back with my pink. It's drying too light for my taste. I really like the cotton candy sky. Right, so now I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna start down here to let up here dry a little bit. I'll wash my brush and I'm gonna hit it with a line of white right above my horizon line. I want that little thin brown to stay visible. And I'm gonna bring that white up, and my white is right above my white right here, and that's gonna be where our sun is. Okay, now I'm gonna hit the cadmium yellow, and I'm going to let it blend in with the white. I'm gonna let it go over a little bit. Paint this side, paint this side. It's easier to paint the side if you're gonna paint it like your painting is wrapping around as you go. If you're gonna paint in a solid color, it can wait till the end. So as I'm painting, that white is starting to wear off of my brush. You're really starting to see the yellow coming through. Now I'm gonna let it blend in with the orange. And remember, I'm painting a little bit thick because I have that snowman peeking through. All right. Now I'm gonna go back with some pink. And fix some of the pink. All right, so I need to add some more pink. And my colors are still just wet enough to blend a little bit, which I'm digging because I love mixing colors. It's one of my most favorite things to do in art. All right, now I'm gonna go back with a little bit of purple. Use some of this one. And again, I didn't wash my brush because I like to see where it's gonna go, what colors it's gonna make. And then some dark purple again, because it got lost. You can literally do dots if you want, if you like that contrast. Blend this dark purple a little bit because it looks almost a little bit out of place with some of the light purple. Now a little bit more pink. Sometimes when you buy the student grade acrylic paint, it is a little bit thin. The expensive acrylic paint is not expensive just to try to, you know, swindle you out of your money. You're actually paying for pigment. So the more expensive your paint is, the higher the pigment quality, which makes for some really beautiful colors. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry for a minute and then we'll come back and we're gonna add our palm trees, okay? All right, guys, welcome back. So my painting is dried a little bit and now I'm going to show you how to do the palm trees. I'm cleaning off my baby brush. I'm cleaning off my mama brush, okay? I'm gonna show you how to do it with paint. You don't want to draw on your canvas with paint because it's the pencil mark is hard to erase. So I'm just gonna show you a quick, simple palm tree. First, we're gonna start with a little bit of ground. I'm going to use black. You can use whatever color you want, but I'm going for like a silhouette look. Now my colors are gonna blend a little bit because I did not wait completely for it to dry. I don't always know how much quiet I'm going to get to do one of these videos because of my kids. So we just gotta take it while we can. So I'm painting the sides black, and I can also go back over it once it's dry and do another layer of black if I want it really dark. Get the bottom. So I'm gonna do 3 palm trees, I think. You can do 1 or you can do 10. It's fine. It is your masterpiece. All right, so here is my foreground. Water, sky. All right. I'm gonna start with my baby brush so I can draw my lines, okay? I'm still using black. I'm gonna do 1 palm tree, and it doesn't have to be a straight line because a palm tree is not straight, it's organic, so that's cool. I was trying to paint a straight line. It was really, really frustrating. So now I'm going to do the other side of my palm tree. Okay, so there's 1 palm tree line. That's his trunk. I'm gonna do 1 here, and this one's gonna be my tallest palm tree. So I'm gonna bring it up. And hopefully cover up some of this snowman. If you ever want to reuse old canvases like I like to do, you just want to prime or gesso over it, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 coats depending. If you have drawn with Sharpie markers, it's going to take a while to cover it. Otherwise, you're just going to have to layer it up with paint. All right, so there's my other palm tree branch, and I'm gonna make this one go like this over here. Oh, I got some yellow on my brush. Let's go ahead and wash that. So you definitely want to let your background dry before you do this step. So if you're doing this with your kids, just take a lunch break. If you're doing this with your girlfriends or with a glass of wine, have a glass of wine. Have some fun. Art should be fun. All right. And then I'm going to bring it down. Now I'm going to fill in my trunks with black. The wet paint also makes it harder to draw solid lines, so it's a little bit slippery over here. But still fun. I kind of like the colors blending in because, again, mixing paint is one of my favorite things to do. But if I were doing this for a client, I would probably let it dry so that my black could be black instead of black with hints of color mixed in. All right, and now let's color in the sky. Boop, boop. I don't know, I'm kind of digging it. All right, So to do your palm tree branches, it's fairly easy. I know it looks complicated, but you're gonna start at the top of your tree and you're gonna make some random lines down. You can do it one at a time. I'll do both ways just so you can see the difference. So this looks like a bizarre black firework, and that's okay. All right. So that is my palm tree. I'm gonna go back with some more black paint and I'm just gonna do short little wispy lines coming from my branch. To make my palm tree. You can make your palm tree branch go off the side if you want. It's totally up to you. This is your masterpiece. You can add another branch if you want. If your palm tree is looking a little bit flimsy or flat, that's cool too. Going to the edge. I can even do a couple on the other side if I want. I went heavy on the pink and purple up here, so it's still pretty wet, but I really kind of like how the black is blending with the colors. It's making it very interesting. All right, so this is still looking a little bit puny, so I'm gonna add some extra oomph. I feel like this needs some love down here. Maybe some love over here, because nobody wants a sad palm tree when they're at the beach, when they finally get to go back to the beach. And also, because the paint starts to dry, you get some truer blacks, which also will add dimension to your palm tree. So this first layer that I put down is blending with the background color, but the more I put on, the darker it will get, which is pretty neat. All right, so that's my first palm tree. Now I'm gonna do my big boy. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna do it just one branch at a time so you can see how it works. So you can methodically plan how you want your palm tree to look. My paint is starting to dry a little bit, so I'm gonna rinse my brush off because my paint is starting to clump. It's not coming off the brushes easily, so that's a good indicator that I need to wash it. All right, now I'm gonna do a branch down here. Okay. And I'm gonna do both sides of this branch, I think. You see how it's blending with the colors? It's kind of fun. I'm digging it. Okay, do one that kind of overlaps because why not? All right, I think I'm gonna do another one. Let's fix these because it's pretty. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So it's a lot of paint on that brush. So I'm just going, you can go out, in. Do a couple wispy. Right there. So another one right here, just because this guy looks lonely. And all right, so now just the last one. Look at that. Time flies when you're having fun, right? So I don't know which way you liked it, if you do a bunch of lines and then make your tree branch, or if you want to do one branch at a time. It doesn't really matter. Whatever works for you is what I would recommend. So if you are painting and you stop and you don't want your paints to dry out, I would recommend putting some saran wrap over top of your palette. That will just help it not dry as fast so that you can come back and work with it. It's not going to keep your paint fresh for days, but it will keep your paint fresh long enough for you to do a couple of things and then come back to it. We'll do this one off the page a little bit. And if you're a fan of putting coconuts in your tree, you can also do that. I'm gonna go back and do another layer of black just to give it some more dimension, and plus my black is starting to dry out a little bit, so it's getting clumpy to use. So I'm gonna put a little bit more fresh black. You don't need a lot. I'll wash my brush off, get all that old paint off. We're gonna go again. You can make your little coconuts if you want. But they're kind of hard to see unless you make it very black. If you get close to it, you'll be able to see the swirls of paint. But otherwise, I don't really think it adds much in this picture. So now I'm just gonna do some random because it adds a little bit of dimension. Coconut, coconut. So it just looks like black blobs, and that's fine because it's still part of the tree. If you wanted to make your coconut stand out a little bit, you could always try a little highlight. So I'm going to highlight with some, maybe some purple and see what happens. And see what it does. You may like it, you may not. Kind of looks like bowling balls. But it's cool. It will help give your painting a little bit of dimension. When you take it and hang it on the wall, because it's a masterpiece, and all masterpieces go on the wall, whether it's in your living room or in your bathroom. You'll be able to take a step back and look at it. And your paintings always look different when you look at it from afar. I'm gonna go back to my Mama brush, and I'm just gonna darken this a little bit. All right, and no masterpiece would be complete without your signature, so that when you become the famous painter that I know you will, you can remember that you made this artwork with Be Creative, and it's gorgeous. You can use a thin paintbrush and paint, or you could just do it with a Sharpie marker later. But I'm going to live dangerously, and because I'm left-handed, I always have to tilt my paintings. And I'm gonna find a spot. I usually autograph on the bottom corner. See? Okay. U T I. I always date it at the bottom, so I'm going to change colors because I'm going to be painting over top of the black. And I'm going to use, see how the pink does. Oh, that's a lot. So I'm going to write, oh, pink doesn't do very well. All right, we're going to go with purple. Tida. All right, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your final picture. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do this tutorial, I would really love to see your pictures. If you want to tag me in it, Be Creative One on Facebook. Lovely. You can also find me on Instagram, or you can just post it in the comments below. I'd love to see your work. And again, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. If you want to have a paint party, a virtual paint party, I'm happy to try out a step-by-step paint party on Zoom or some other platform. If you're interested, that could be a fun little break to the monotony that is our lives right now. So just let me know. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.